We are just a little bit late this month with my end of month wrap up for September, but I am still so excited to talk to you guys about these books. So let's dive on in. Welcome back for those that are coming back, and for those that are new here, my name is Laura, and we have an array of books. We have cozy mystery, we have a middle grade, we have romance, and then we also have a nonfiction. And I very rarely read nonfiction, but I want to start reading it more. I really truly do, because the nonfiction I've picked up this year has been just such a hit for me. So we will get into that, but let's dive on in. For the order that we're going to go in for this video, it's just going to be what I read first to what I finished up the month with. Now, like I said, I do a mid-month and I do an end of month. This is obviously my end of month. If you missed that mid-month, I will link it down below if you're interested. Let's dive on in to the books that I read at the end of this month. So the first book we have here is Mint Chocolate Murder by Meri Allen. This is the second book in the Ice Cream Shop Cozy Mystery series, and I am adoring this series. We have our main character, an amateur sleuth, Riley Rhodes. And let me tell you, this is the best time to pick up this book, because not only is this fall themed, but the third book is Halloween themed. Literally the perfect time. If you're looking for a cozy mystery series, pick this one up. Anyway, as far as the fall theme in this one goes, it's really cool because not only do we have these decadent ice cream flavors, and you get to see the pumpkin spice and the apple, you know, those kind of ice cream flavors, and they just scream fall, and you can literally taste them as they're being described. It's absolutely amazing. Not only that, but we get a fall castle setting as well. So in this book, it takes place at Moy Mole, and that is an artist colony. Now, with this artist colony, there is a castle, like I said. And if you haven't heard me talk about cozy mysteries before, I will not end up telling you who got murdered, because I like to find out on my own and go through the book. I don't read the synopsis of them either, because I just don't want to know. I want to find out as it goes. But this one is a locked room mystery, and I absolutely love that. Not only that, but Meri Allen also has other mysteries going on in the book other than that murder mystery main element you have here, and I absolutely adore that about her books. I also like that in this one, we're going through the castle. We get to see the castle, you know, you get the intricate details of the castle, and obviously, like I said a bajillion times already, that fall theme. But you also get to see more of the artist colony, because you see that in the first book, but you don't really know very much about it. And you get to see the relationships and the inner workings of what's going on the grounds there. And I really adored that as well. Again, if you are looking for a good cozy mystery series, this one is definitely one to give a go. Like I said, literally the perfect time to jump on in. As you can see, I tabbed these up too. That is what that one looks like, and I ended up giving this one 4 stars, and I cannot wait to jump into the third book later this month, closer to Halloween. So the second book I ended up picking up was Orson the Great by Colm McElwain, and the author actually sent me this from Ireland. I was absolutely blown away when I saw that, and I was absolutely blown away, first of all, that an author reached out to me to read their book. I was just so appreciative and so grateful to have the opportunity to read this. You guys know this is completely out of my wheelhouse. This is middle grade, and it is about a magician named Orson, and he has to go into this competition with another absolutely phenomenal magician, top of all time. And let me tell you, the road to getting there, this book, man, I love that it's middle grade, and it had such great suspense elements as well. I thought it was so well done. Not only the suspense elements, there's just so much going on here. I love the family elements. The family just seemed so connected and so there for each other. And there's the backdrop of winter with the snow on the ground, and then you have Christmas, and it's all of the cozy vibes, but with so much suspense, so well done. And the other thing that I love about this, the magic in this felt so real. It felt like you are literally watching a magic show right in front of you. And I don't know how he did it, but it was just done absolutely phenomenally. As you can tell, I have nothing but amazing things to say about this book. The one thing that kind of threw me off, like I said, this is middle grade, and I wish this element wasn't added because I just felt like it wasn't really needed. There is talk of alcoholic beverages, not in excess, not like that at all. It is obviously Christmas related, like I said, the holidays, and there was a mention of family members of age drinking alcoholic beverages, but I felt like it kind of just didn't need to be included. So that is the only thing I have to say about this book that I didn't 100% enjoy. Otherwise, this was a phenomenal read. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars, and I just, like I said, absolutely adored it. I can see myself picking up more books by this author. The writing's just absolutely phenomenal, and I could not recommend this more. So the next book I ended up picking up was Tumbling into Tomorrow by Juliette Duncan. I picked this up through Kindle Unlimited. Let me know if I'm the only one. I sometimes feel really guilty picking up books on Kindle Unlimited when I have such a massive physical TBR. Why? I'm not sure, because I pay for Kindle Unlimited, so why I feel that way, don't know, doesn't make sense. But anyway, getting back to this book, I saw it was a small town Christian romance. You guys know I love small town, I love my Christian romances, and I've been looking for a deeper Christian romance. And while this hit on some aspects, there were some aspects that I was lacking. So let's get into it. First of all, I loved this setting. We are on an island, and it is so small. The close-knit community was just absolutely perfect. I adored it, and I adored seeing everyone and getting to meet a lot of people, and just seeing how this community ran. There was no like motor vehicles allowed in certain parts of this town, and I adored that. I adored the, they had to walk to get to places. They had to, bike or find a different way to get around, and I really, really love that, and I could see it in my head and picture it so well. Also, to get on this island in the winter, you had to cross over ice, and I don't know, there was just this element of it being, isolated and small and close-knit that I absolutely love. Anyway, to the romance aspect of this book. We start off by meeting our main female character, Harper. Now, Harper is going to this island to essentially pet sit for her aunt who needs to go somewhere else. Now, Harper did visit this island when she was younger. She used to go to summer camp here. And then we have our main male character, Nate. Now, Nate is a single father, and he is widowed, and you get to see Nate and how he's living, and he has stayed on this island his whole life. He was a camp counselor for the camp that Harper went to when she was younger. Anyway, Harper goes back to the island to pet sit for her aunt. While she is there, she obviously gets to know the townspeople, and then she ends up running into Nate, and you end up finding out that Nate was actually Harper's childhood crush, and they get to essentially meet again, obviously in completely different stages of their lives. Harper is actually a professional ballerina, and obviously Nate still works on the island and has his own company there and really loves the island and the island life and, the community there and everything else. And as Harper is staying there, she is really trying to work out her own life, because while she is this professional ballerina, she also has her career kind of on the line in a way, and I don't want to go too much into detail. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. I'm pretty sure it's in the synopsis, but you guys know me, I just don't want to spoil anything if you don't read synopses of books. So there is that. This is a second chance romance, and like I said, I did adore it. I really, really loved the characters, the community, the setting, all of the vibes it gave. The one thing, I felt like I wanted so much more from the characters' relationship, and like I wanted to see a little bit more of the past. While we get to see some of the past and like get some memories from Harper and things like that, I wanted so much more of it. I also just wanted more of, I don't know, like their characters interacting. I don't know. There was something there. It was like lacking that deep element I'm looking for, and I'm having a really hard time finding a book with a good deep element, a good deep emotional connection. So I did really enjoy the book. And before I forget, the Christian elements in this book were phenomenal. I feel like oftentimes we see Christian just kind of thrown in there when it says like someone's praying, or I don't know. I feel like sometimes Christian is just thrown in there for like little aspects of the book. This one had strong faith elements and I absolutely love that. I ended up giving this one 4 stars and then continuing right on with book 2 in this series, which was Fighting for Her Heart by Tara Grace Ericson. And I have been wanting to read something from this author for quite a little while, so I was excited that she was the next one in the series. So in this book, we are following a character we met in book 1. Her name is Chloe. Chloe moved to the island 6 years ago. She lives there full time. She has, just this great thing going on. She is very strong in her faith. She is a chef. She just has a lot going on and she knows what she wants, but you get to see her background and the reason she moved to this island. And part of the reason why she moved to this island 6 years ago was because she moved away from a man, and this man's name is Derek. Now, Chloe obviously is in this tight-knit community. She is part of this community and absolutely adores it. Now, one day, Derek ends up showing up, and I don't want to give away too many details. If you read the synopsis, great, you'll find out a little bit more. But Derek ends up showing up, and this is a second chance romance, and I loved that about this book. The one thing I wish, we still get the winter elements here. We still obviously get that close-knit community here, but I feel like we get the close-knit community, like the descriptions and the details a little bit better in book 1. Whereas this one is like, really focused on, I don't want to say really focused because I feel like you get the coziness of the close-knit community in book 1, whereas this one, there's something going on in the community where you just don't, you feel the closeness, but it's just not as much of a vibe in this one as it, which doesn't make, you have to read them to understand what I'm saying. There's a coziness to book 1 that there isn't to book 2, and I just love that coziness of book 1. But anyway, getting back on track here because I am all over the place, as you can tell. We see Derek come in and kind of throw a wrench in Chloe's life, and Chloe is now fighting for this town and this community, and she has really become a big part of this community. Derek has come in to try to put a family resort in. Obviously, it's not going to sit well with the community with how, tight-knit they are and, possibly taking away business and things like that. So, not only does Chloe have her past with Derek, but also Derek coming in and, mixing things up here. So we have that. This, like I said, is a second chance romance. I adored the fact that Derek really went out of his way, and you get to see him in the book, with acts of service and, just remembering little things from the past that Chloe liked and trying to go out of his way to make sure they're done for her. I really loved that about the book. I loved certain aspects of the romance, but Chloe was, I don't know, because I get that she really loves her community so much that she's willing to do anything to keep this community very close-knit and not have anything around impact it. But at the same time, I feel like she went to lengths that are just like, and there was some deception there. I don't know. I ended up giving this one 3 stars because I had so many mixed opinions on it. So, while I gave this one 3 stars, I will be continuing to read something else from this author because I did like her writing, but it was just Chloe's character that I didn't love. So I'm hoping if I try something else, I will love the characters and, love her writing and everything else. So 3 stars for that one. So the final book I ended up picking up in the month of September was The Call of the Wild and Free by Ainsley Arment. If you are someone who even has the tiniest inkling that you want to homeschool, pick this book up. If you are someone who is currently homeschooling that needs a little more reassurance or some guidance, pick this book up. This book was so good. I've been having just these emotions and feelings, and just because it's kind of like motherly instinct thing that's going on, that was just so reassured by reading this book. And I listened to this on audio. Highly recommend doing that, but I am actually going to be picking up a physical copy to annotate as I get to go through it again. I do want to read this book again. That's how much of an impact it had on me. And like I said, I adored this. I love that this book also touched on education beyond like going to college, if your kids would like to go to college, and you know, how there's a different process and how to, you know, keep records, and not even necessarily how to keep records, but like ideas behind keeping records. And it gave you statistics, and it was just so informative and so reassuring. And Grace is 3. Okay, so she's not going to be going to school for a little while. It feels like a while, but it's also kind of right around the corner. But this is a family decision for us, obviously, so we shall see what we end up doing. But this was such a great resource, and I absolutely adored it. I ended up giving this book 5 stars. Like I said, I will pick this up in a physical copy and start annotating and going through and kind of like picking it apart. But like, there are so many amazing quotes. There are so many amazing statistics. Again, highly, highly, highly recommend. But anyway, those were all of the books that I ended up picking up in September. I would love to know, what was your best read? What was your worst read? Leave it in the comments down below. Also, what are you planning on picking up in October? I would love to know. In case you guys didn't notice, I didn't make an October TBR because I've just been mood reading galore. But I would love to know what you're planning on reading in October. So again, leave those in the comments down below. Thank you guys for sticking with me. If you like this video, make sure to give it that thumbs up. And if you want to stick around for more bookish related videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you. Thank you guys again. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will see you guys soon.